Hi Bob, how are you today?
Not too bad. Long day.
Alright, you want to tell me about it?
Well, today's Thursday. School day.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Tuesdays and Thursdays are my school days for the most part. Long days usually involve class from 10 a.m. roughly to about 10 p.m. at night, so.
Long day.
Long day. Yeah, and it's just, it's not too bad, except for by the end of the day, my last class, I'm really just overwhelmed with just thinking, all the new concepts from all classes and whatnot.
So it sounds like you're kind of tired and overwhelmed right now.
A little bit. Definitely a little bit tired and overwhelmed. And on top of that, I got a ton of homework from today that I have to do. So, there's, tomorrow is, I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow on top of that too. So getting the homework done seems like a overwhelming task.
So it seems like you're kind of trying to figure out, what to do because you're kind of, you're overwhelmed.
Well, yeah, see, today's Thursday. Class is Tuesday. Obviously, I got a lot of homework to do. By Tuesday, it may not seem like a lot, but Saturday, my dad kind of said that I had to help him with taking the boat out of the water because he doesn't like to do the hard tasks, and basically, I'm the one doing all the work. And Sunday, I promised my mom that I'd take my nieces and both my nieces and my nephew to the zoo for they got this Halloween thing going on at the zoo.
So in addition to having a lot of homework, you also have a lot of responsibilities at home.
Yeah, on top of that, there's a lot of responsibilities at home. Yeah, and it's not always a matter of choice either, and timing is not the greatest. I mean, yeah, I get it, it's a part of life, but my main focus right now is school, and it's kind of hard to focus on school when everything is just getting thrown at you that you don't really have a choice.
So you're not only feeling overwhelmed by schoolwork, you're also feeling overwhelmed by family members who kind of want to make you work for them.
Yeah, they're monopolizing my time.
Okay.
For the most part, and then I'm trying to focus on school to get my priorities done.
Sounds frustrating.
It's extremely frustrating, Yeah, this Saturday I'm not looking forward to. I was planning this, I planned Sunday to go to the zoo maybe like 2 months in advance, with my mom and my sisters. So that was already planned. Unfortunately, midterms hit around this era, which I didn't honestly foresee coming up, but I should have. But I planned Saturday was going to be a big study day, Friday, I was going to get the things I needed to get done around the house, the daily stuff, I got a ton of stuff to do around, everybody does, laundry and all that. Then Monday was also going to be, a huge study day too. So, but Saturday's gone, so that leaves me with Friday and Monday, which to me isn't enough time because I got this huge math test coming up. I just wanted to be comfortable with it before I go into the math test. And I got this huge report in English to do. It's a 20-page report I got to do in English, and I have to have my outline and my bibliography with 20 sources due. So it's pretty much got to crack down, find 20 valid sources, then outline this 20-page report.
So it sounds to me like you really value your time a lot, and you don't have enough of it.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have enough time. I don't know who does feel like they have enough time, but I definitely don't feel like there's any time to do anything. And then having a social life on top of that, it's almost impossible. I know it's hard for a college student. I don't know, it just seems very overwhelming.
Yeah, I noticed you didn't really say much about what you want to do.
Right, well.
You've mostly mentioned what you have to do, and, it must be difficult because it sounds like you don't get much time to do anything that you actually want.
Yeah, I don't get time to balance and leisure. And I know I've dedicated my time to school, but you got to balance that with a little bit of leisure and you go insane.
Yeah, sounds like you're almost feeling like you're getting to that break.
Yeah, I feel like I need a break.
Yeah.
But school pressure is one thing that I can handle for the most part because it's to be expected.
Right.
It's all the other variables thrown into the equation that is not to be expected. That's becoming overwhelming.
Now you're saying variables, like what kind of variables?
Well, mostly family, I guess I could say that. I made the choice to move in with my dad in order to go back to school. I guess in retrospect, it's not always the easiest thing to do. It saves a lot on money. It saves a lot, on headache in some respects. Then I have obligations towards him and what are his priorities.
And it seems like it can be a little bit almost embarrassing. You have to move back in.
It's very embarrassing. It's like living on your own for so many years, having your own house, and then moving back in with your parents just so you can finish school. And it is for the ultimate goal, but it is, in a way, emasculating, which also adds probably to the stress.
So it sounds like there's a lot of stress factors involved right now, and picking through those can be kind of challenging.
Yeah, I don't know where to start. How do you deal with these kind of situations? You can take them as you go. It all piles up in the end, though. And it always seems like, So, I pretty much take the attitude of just do them as I have to and do them as I can. Do what you can do. But at the end, there's always a whole bunch of loose ends, and they end up being on my plate. By the time I get to the end of the week and everything's due, I'm the one scrambling to get my stuff done, and everything that everybody else wanted me to do is done.
And so you're burdened with everybody else's expectations and priorities, which you're putting on yourself, and on top of that, having to do what you have to do.
Well, yeah, and I know it sounds a little self-centered, but at the same respect, I don't always get to choose. Some people don't take no for an answer. People being, as my father, he doesn't take no for an answer. And living in his house and giving me that opportunity, I do appreciate. But he's also got to respect the fact that I do have to dedicate some time to school. Just because I'm a college student doesn't mean I have all the free time in the world.
Sounds like you're having a little hard time with that, communication-wise.
Communication is a hard thing. I'm pretty sure it's hard on him. Me moving back into the house, it's just been him and his, his wife. So for the most part, and then all of a sudden I move back into the equation. He might feel a little bit threatened. I can understand that. I try not to make him feel threatened.
So he's kind of like an alpha male.
He tries to establish dominance. That's for sure.
I see. Well, that's all the time we have right now. But next time, I think I want to talk a little bit more about that, and maybe hear a little bit more about your father, and hopefully check up on you, and hopefully it'll be a little less overwhelming.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you listening.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, have a good one.
You too.